Is there
Nobody
anything in
saw but
particular
Casey.
that like?
Wait, what do you mean nobody saw?
you-
Nobody saw the RV? Because I remember seeing your desk.
No, I mean everyone's seen it now. We put out TikToks and everything. Put out content about it. People
Nobody
see it.
saw but Casey.
Don't believe anything Killer Dream says.
Oh, like in person,
Guys.
yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, Killer Dreams is the one that initially came to my stream. I was like, "Here's how you get out of your house," and helped me with all that stuff.
Well, I appreciate it because he related to me. So, also, but wouldn't we need, like, let's say we ever did international stuff, we would need that
Mhm.
the pack. We would need the pack.
Yeah, for that for sure.
Because you need like so many different towers.
Yeah, well, Starlink is pretty damn good, dude. Even internationally. So I have Starlink. My Starlink works while I drive now, and I'm working on getting it so I can buy a second dish, but just transfer the service from one dish to the other whenever I want to hike or be on my bicycle. Because I got a bicycle for the back of the RV, so I can just go rip that around wherever I park the RV. I leave the RV, I go rip the bicycle around, and I can put the Starlink Mini mounted to a backpack with a few drill batteries.
Okay. And then you're gonna get like a front handlebar, put a Steam Deck on it, so you could be sweaty pedals outside.
There you go. Sweaty pedals on the go. I do have to step my game up. Have you heard about Edboy Gaming on the unicycle?
No, but I saw some
That's
other
a-
dude on the fuck was it? He was on a treadmill, and he was like
Yeah, I've
sniping
seen that.
people.
Yeah.
So basically, you.
So Edboy rides a unicycle, and he started on controller, and he blew up, and then he moved to mouse and keyboard, which is fucking wild on a unicycle. I mean, I know what I do, but that is just like absolutely nuts. But he's great. He actually, if you want a little bit more lore, he was at not the Uncle Daddy show that we played on Saturday, but the show before that, before I left, he was at that Uncle Daddy show holding up a sign, "We love sweaty pedals," in the crowd.
Maybe it's like you know, like when you're. I mean, we wouldn't know obviously, but you know, like when you like watch a movie and they're like in a war scene and they're like really focused because all this shit's going on around them. Maybe that's just putting him in the zone, being in, like having to, you know, stay
Yeah.
on it. You know.
No,
You never know.
I always got, once you develop the skills and everything, especially from moving, like you're kind of moving back and forth and having to like flick your mouse, involving that, having my heart rate faster actually kept me in a place where I was controlling the heart rate as opposed to the heart rate going up because something's happening and you're getting real tense. So it almost was like easier to deal with, and I'm sure he deals with the same thing as well, when you're keeping that heart rate up. And he's super fit, like very, very, very fit. He was in like the US unicycle race right before the last time I saw him at the show. It was kind of a nifty thing.
Not bad. I saw some chick beat Elden Ring all the way through with a DDR pad.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest.
Crazy.
I've beaten the bosses with being completely naked in a spear, but I've never
Why were you
ever.
naked?
It's a unarmor challenge.
What kind of redeems you have on your?
Unarmor
Oh,
challenge.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never. I don't like. I know personally, I would not be able to do it on a DDR pad. One, halfway through the fight, I'm fat. I'd be tired. You know what I mean? Two, I don't. I got coordination, but like at the same time, I'd forget because like I used to do dance, which is no one.
Prove it.
Skip past.
Prove it.
Skip. You can ask Kate. I'm not doing shit.
Come on.
I used to teach at Quinceañeras for like salsa, bachata, merengue, and all that stuff. When I was younger. Yeah. But
Huh.
yeah, she'll never. Dude, I try to get her to dance all the time. She doesn't want to. She hates being in anything. But yeah.
Nothing like dancing.
Yeah, it doesn't like dancing.
Hmm.
She'll do like the Tina twerk over in the corner where you can't see her. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I can't. I don't think I'd be able to like remember coordination with like how many different things you have to remember in Elden Ring on that fucking pet. Because I don't think it'd be like a controller to me anymore. Like I wouldn't be thinking that way. Because I'm just like, ooh, green arrow, ooh, blue arrow. Like, I'm like, where's my mouse?
Did you
That's
ever
what I
play
play.
DDR or Pump or anything?
Yeah, I used to do that, and I used to do like, I mean, even like anything with keys or like Rock Band, Guitar Hero, Tap Tap Revolution, or fuck all those things, and the feet ones. I never really minded playing it. It's just looking at one arrow and diagonally that's your foot is different than being like, okay, now I'm gonna roll, crouch, and smack. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing all that.
Yeah, it's awesome what people and chat mentioned it too. Like, what's up, Mr. Sinister? Someone's using mind control now, where they like have.
I saw
all
that.
the thingy things
Like the
fucking
waves are
in
like
the
doing
brain.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't, dude. Imagine ADHD mind control. Like,
It wouldn't be a thing. Like, kill this boss. Nope.
Oh man.
Dude, I don't know.
So, how about some tools that you've used to help you in OBS or in stream in general during the subathon? Like things that you're like, oh, I needed that.
So probably the number one tool that I've ever come across during the entire subathon. It's a really nifty one. Sweaty pedals. It's a good one.
Oh, dude, I haven't helped you that much, man.
I would say a community is probably your best tool. Probably the best tool I've ever had. You know what I mean? Because I can figure shit out all day. But your community is going to help you more than you're going to help yourself, to be honest. Because you're always going to have somebody that knows more than you. Which is not a really high bar that I'm setting. But basically what it came down to.
Yeah. So we've mentioned Wolf on your stream helping you out with editing and stuff, and Killer Dreams helping me out with like SRT protocols and being able to stream outside and stuff like that. Is there anyone else you can think of that's like really helped with moving the stream forward, like as far as learning stuff from them or maybe art?
Besides, I would say everyone that's helped with the stream, besides, you know, I won't even go over here. I would say Falcon's done a lot of art. Sweaty's helped me with a lot of random things and major things. Wolf's helped me with a lot with editing. Kate's done a lot in the background. And I've had a few other mods that have helped me along the way with like certain things that you're doing in general, like timing of things or what we should set things to. Basically like my go people to where I can ask questions and they'll give me honest answers and truthfully, not something outrageous.
Yeah.
So basically it really just comes back to community. I would say Luke is a huge help during this, even before. He's just a huge help in general. Pretty much DoorDash, you know what I mean? Like, no.
Shout out to DoorDash. Hey, unshout out to all the DoorDash drivers that put the food directly in front of your outswinging door. I'm just not okay with those people. Like, come on. Anywhere else except directly in front of the out-swinging door. Yeah, I'll bring up Dustin Slane. So I use Subathon Evolved. It's a Subathon timer. And he programmed it long ago. He wants nothing to do with people like us, with like the long Subathoners. But I've thanked him. I've actually donated to him quite a few times because I personally... Do you still use Marathon Timer?
Fucking sadly.
Okay, so I just personally had a lot of issues with it, and this is the most consistent timer there is. I just run a backup clock That's the biggest problem, is that if your PC goes down, then you got to figure out exactly how much time you had on your clock, exactly what time you went down, subtract the two, get your clock back up and running. Whereas this works just the same way as Marathon Timer does. If you have a backup, then you just have a backup. So now I have a backup, works a lot better. But all that cool, like moving the clock stuff and stuff like that, actually, with your browser source, you could do that too.
Yeah.
You could do that. Yeah.
I use Marathon Timer because I'm lame.
No, you're good, dude.
To fix it every
use
like
what works.
2 days.
That part's kind of rough. Okay, well that's. Do we want to talk to the chat now?
Yeah. Okay. You guys have
upset
any
with that.
questions for me or Sweaty about extra things that we did not cover? When is the next collab?
Dude, that's a good question. We've been playing a lot of Lockdown Protocol lately, but Beard Hub just saw my come up. He saw how good I'm getting, and he's like, I don't know.
No. First of all, let me explain this. It is so much easier to be a dissident because you don't have to ask questions, right? So this man got it like 90 times in a row, and I got it once in like all the hours we played, and was like, oh, hi. And I knew he was, dude, I called it every time. I was like, man, he's a dissident. They're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, he doesn't ask about pressure. He doesn't ask about any tasks. He knows how to do them. So when he's going, what do you do with this canister? You're fucking lying. Or, well, when is the next IRL collab is better question. I mean, you never know in the future. He's doing something IRL going cross country again pretty soon. So you never know with what could happen then, but I wouldn't set anything in stone.
I'm probably going straight south, honestly. So I might pass you. I might pass right by you, and Piper's over there too. So if that's
she's in Texas, right?
On my way into, she's in Oklahoma City.
Oh, is she?
She's near you guys. Yeah.
Wait,
she's
for real?
OKC, but yeah.
Wait, so are we?
Hour and a half from you.
Oh yeah, you said she's
so-
east. I mean, no, west.
Right. So I can look at stopping there when I come down, because I'm just going to be heading straight down and then into Arizona and then to San Diego, and then I'll come back. I'll
You're
probably
going-
spend some time in Vegas too.
Oh, dude, bring me with you. That's where I got engaged.
Yeah, you told me about the engagement party. How wild that was.
I wouldn't even go
Killer
to
Dreams
gamble.
said-
I would just go to like with you to do other shit. Come on now.
I like the subathon. I like the podcast subathon vibe though. I think maybe we
Oh,
should
1000%.
kind of talk about like maybe we'll get a little bit into a better routine, or a good routine, I should say. There's no routine yet, but like a good routine of like so we'll go through our 2 weeks, and if something happens, like someone comes in and says some weird shit or something, you're like, oh, let me write that down. I'll ask, like, what would you have done? What would Beard Hub have done if that happened in their stream? Or that kind of thing, where we can kind of just discuss, because our level of like streaming is pretty fucking high, because
Yeah.
you just have to get good at streaming. If you're streaming this much, you just kind of have to. So you deal with a lot of stuff. We didn't even touch on self promo. You want to fucking freak out a little bit? You want to get? We didn't touch on like Discord stuff. We didn't touch on a lot of stuff, different tools that you can use to help grow the community. So there's a lot more to be talked about, and I think more so than just subathon things, we should have it like that, and promote it and push it that we're a subathon. But I think we should also just talk a lot about streaming stuff, and I think that'll attract a lot of people, because I have a lot of people in here. I don't know how does your view count look right now comparatively?
I mean, most of it's yours, because mine's been pretty low since September.
We have a lot of people in here comparatively to like what we usually have. So moving forward, if we do this stuff and get people more interested, and then put this content out in long, medium, short form, which I think it's great. I'm recording it. This is going to go on right on YouTube.
I would say I kind of agree with a couple people in chat. I would say our podcast kind of thing, we kind of need things to build up to really like kind of rely on and have stuff to talk about. So I personally think maybe once a month, or maybe even once every other month for stuff like this. But I do not think that I have to put a tag or a time limit on regular collaborations. Like if he comes over, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you can only do that once a year. Like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking care. Like if he wants to play a game, whatever, we can collab as much as we want regularly. But podcast style, we need some build up. Like there's nothing. I can't just be like tomorrow. Okay. Well, I mean, technically we could. There's so much shit we could talk about, but
yeah. I've been waiting to really, because you remember when I contacted you and Emily and Matthias about doing exactly this. Like you got me in the seat to fucking get it done this time, but I've had a thought of getting and really talking with people about subathons, people that are involved in subathons, and making it, not only is it's getting out everywhere, but it's gonna get more places, I think, through us. I'd like to involve you more with doing it, but I want to talk to more people on subathons about that and get them in the Discord and kind of doing this once every other week or so, maybe even once a week.
Well, that I would be down for too, if it's like us trying to relay or help out.
Bringing people.
Yeah,
bringing people in and stuff like that. So
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Especially because people ask me all the time. Like, I try to relate to this. There's one guy that joined a long time ago, and he was like, how do I do a subathon? And I was like, oh, you can do it this way. It can help you out this way. And I don't think he understood the point of a subathon, because he would start a subathon. This is what happened. I eventually fixed it for him, but he started a subathon, and it'd be like 8 hours on his clock immediately. He started at 8 hours, which is fine, I guess. He started at 8 hours, and it would run out, and he'd go to bed, shut his stream off, like it failed. Next day, I'm going to do another subathon. And he did that every day for almost 4 months. And I was like, I think you should, I talked to him. I was like, dude, I think you should stop putting that in your title. Stop trying to activate it. Then you should just play some stuff, build a little bit of community, talk to some people a little bit, because you can't just repetitively keep flicking your clock. No one's going to, the people that left could come back if they see you doing something and maybe want to stay for that. But like, if you just repetitively keep just pushing the same exact thing you're trying to push that's failing, I feel like it's going to be a lot more harmful to you than anything else.
Yeah. I wonder, like it almost, I think there's space if it's done right for people to do whatever it is they want to do. It just gets it can be a little strange.